Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming back. Again, my name is Monica Gonzalez, and we're basically here just because you're new, you're coming to a new place, and so there's some things you may feel that you don't really understand, and so we'll continue working through that. And Miss Jeannie will introduce herself again so we can continue with the clarity of things.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jeanne Garrow. I remember you from last time. This is our third meeting, so we're just talking about our feelings and emotions. Today, we're mostly focusing on anxiety. So we're going to do some activities to help you decrease anxiety every day.
Before we start, we want to refresh everyone's mind about our rules and guidelines. Everything you say here is a safe space. You are maintained with confidentiality. You have rights to privacy. However, if you say something that may be concerning, we are mandated reporters. So please keep that in mind as well. If you would like to meet one-on-one, please let us know and we can make accommodations for that as well. Okay.
We also want to inform you that we are mandatory reporters by the state of Colorado. So if you guys inform us you're going to harm yourselves or others, that we have to report that. Also wanted to give you references that there is numbers you could call during crises if you have them. And we'll give you the brochure later.
So I guess we can do a quick check-in from our last meeting. Joey, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing better. I had a few issues at my job. I don't know, but I'm doing better just over the week. It was a good week at my job. They cut my hours. I'm not sure why. So I'm feeling that now.
Christy?
Okay.
Peg?
That's been a rough week. It's trying to talk to people.
Yeah.
And doesn't always go well.
And does that bring you?
So makes me angry. They tell me they can't understand me.
Claudia?
So I'm feeling frustrated because similar to Peg, as some people just are not patient, and so it's hard to communicate sometimes.
Okay, so I'm gonna write this word on the board and I want you to define it in one word. To how you feel about it, if that makes sense. So I know everybody has a lot of emotions and frustration and anger, but can you define that in one word? So as you can see, anxiety has many meanings to different people, right? So we don't all define it the same. If that makes sense. So different aspects in your lives, like employment, family, other aspects in your life can cause anxiety, right? But it's also how you do it. So I also have these worksheets so that I could kind of help you understand you more in your life, right? Because we're here to see where do you get your anxiety from, or where you feel the most anxious. That way you're self-aware of your environment and what is causing you to feel anxious, to feel stressed out, have headaches, anger, debilitating like your emotions, like when you feel that way. So I'm not sure. That way you become self-aware of what makes you feel anxious in your environment. You will shade in the parts of the areas where you are feeling anxious. That way you're self-aware. So like fill it in. Like what area makes you feel the most anxious? Like if the whole area makes you feel anxious, you're gonna color the whole block in. If half of it makes you feel anxious, color half of it.
Give you about another minute or so. See a lot of coloring.
Anybody like coloring in here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's wrap that up. Claudia, would you like to go first? I see you have a lot of full coloring, half coloring.
So, life planning with finances, time management, goals. I don't have any, life transition, one country to the next and just everything in that section is very stressful and, development section too, education, motivation, self-esteem, fulfillment, all that, having a struggle. With the social area, it's the community and the environment. With friends, I'm okay. With work, it's pretty much everything that's on the list. I'm having stress because I don't have training and I don't have anybody to help me. With health, fitness, nutrition, I don't know how to reduce my stress. So some of that, sometimes I have to think about and I don't know what to do. So that's everything.
You said something very important about community, and when you leave your community back home from the places that you have came from, finding community where you are is very important because you don't forget about what it's like to be at home. Keeping in contact with those that you can is also very important, and it can be a coping mechanism as well, to have people who are just like you around. Thank you, Claudia. Joey.
Well, as I said before, work, it's the biggest one for me. My hours were cut. I wasn't sure why, but everyone else has the same hour. I mean, they have the same hours they had before, but my hours are cut. So because the hours were cut, I have a lot of stress because I don't have enough money to pay my bills. And so the whole work thing, all of it, it affects my health. So I did a little bit there. It's causing me a lot of stress and I'm overeating. Social, I don't have a community, like you said, I don't live by a lot of people who are very friendly, so my environment's not good. And the financial part, I just don't have a lot of money now, and I'm really trying to make it. I'm a single mom with 5 kids, and I'm just trying to really make it, so it's just really hard.
And so another part of this group is we also provide resources. We know how difficult it can be to immigrate to a new country, not only with yourself, but your children as well, and find stable employment, find legal services as well when those arise. So later on, we'll discuss some of those resources that are available to you all and your families too, okay? Christy.
I have a lot of health issues. So that is where my focus because I'm from another country. This new medicine scares me. And because I know I have a lot of mental stuff going on in my country, they don't see mental health as an issue. It's not a thing. It's more like they feel like you should pray or you might have a possession or something like that. So it's not, it's hard because I'm afraid to reach out for mental health care. Though I know it's in my head, it's making my physical health worse. My job, I don't connect with the people I work with, so I feel isolated. And then my friends that I have from where I came from, I only get contact with them through social media. They were my support system.
So what I'm hearing for you right now is that your mental health and your physical health are very important right now. And so going back to what I expressed to Joey, we have resources here, mental health services as well that are very competent in different diverse backgrounds. And so they'll be able to work with you on more of kind of those stigmas from your country and the fears of new medications. And so we'll work on those as well. Okay, Christy, and then Peg.
We also have support groups so that we could talk to you about making our own community here, right? Well, you have people that you're talking to every day in here too, you know?
I've got some of the same issues that everybody else does. I mean, people here are weird. You know, so I mean, they don't think like us. They don't, their morals or ethics are all screwed, for a better word. Work, I've got the same problems. They think I'm stupid. I mean, I was a professional in my country, and now I come here and it's, they think I'm stupid. And and my parents, came with family, my extended family, my relatives, they're all having issues too, and I'm the main supporter. And I can't get anywhere because the work stuff is, I can't do what I was trained to do. So it's hard.
Immigrating to a new country can be very hard for many different reasons. It can bring on a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, not only for yourself, but for your families as well. Frustrations and everything. So what we want to do is we want to do a small coping skill. So at the end of the day, work day, home day, we want you guys to start journaling about your experiences for that day, writing down what happened, how you felt, and then something that you do to challenge that thought. You brought up a good point that they think that you are this, but how can you challenge that and say, I'm not? Many of you are brave for coming to a new country with absolutely nothing. So please keep in mind that you are doing what you can, and that matters very, very much. Okay. So until then, please let us know if you need anything. We have many services and resources here available to you. Please do not be afraid to come. This is your safe place and this is part of your community, okay? Thank you, guys.
And speak out and get to know each other and have your own social support team, you know, that's what you could create on your own.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Thank you.